Hi, my name is Jonathan. I am a student of the Ansight Escuela Superior de Artes de Yucatán. After living for 2 years with my fellow friends in school, understanding how family and financial problems they left school and see how the landscape of life changed. I had and felt and depression and confusion like never before, and this triggered other childhood traumas and problems and my way of seeing the world. I think it is very important to analyze yourself, but remember that for these problems there is not way to specialize in this field and not self-medicate. The subject of the instructions can help us to understand of the ourselves what are our fears, the way of thinking, what are your objectives and goals, and why this with the purpose of having clean ideas and being able to face the changes and adverse situations that we cannot control. The explanations of my works. Much of the work we produce as artists in trying comes from emotional triggers and triggers based of reason and ideas. The curious thing is to come across these works again of observe time and sitting with the passage of time we can see and understand different things. Transtemporalidad. This painting was made in my first years of living in Merida. Is very recurrent area of the center. One day I stopped to observe how it spent time during and before leaving in the seat to take a photograph. In this painting, address the subject of the transience of life and how fast we live it. Transtemporalidad. The piece was the result of meeting and making friends with a person with a street situation. His name was Don Antonio, and his story made me feel like everything was upside down. People busy and in constructed reality, and his way in sailing in the world made and felt an emotional turn. Your title is Resiliente. De vuelta a casa. Back home. I made this painting after I moved from my first apartment and feel like yourself lives changing even if you return to, to the same place you would no longer be the same. Eterno resplandor. Eternal sunshine. This painting was I when I made a trip to Cancun to do portraits on the beach. In this painting can feel the feeling of emotional liberation, accepting that people come and go our lives and this is fine. Accepting and letting go is part of living. Is my favorite paintings. Finally, this is a painting a self-portrait from when I was 6 years old. This self-portrait is important because it was the trigger for the idea of exploring and trying to find out what I am understand my reasons. I think that everyone can be an artist because we all have an story to tell. I started doing portraits in the Tianguis from when I was a luxury wedding portrait painter. I also worked for a Bird Foundation and illustration and currently I am a fellow of an artist foundation giving workshops and exhibitions in the state of Campeche, and I am prepared for what comes in this situation complicated by the COVID-19 pandemic. My next project will be focused on relations art, how my how we relate to others, how we can share our stories, empathy, a way of understanding others.